The news summary. Good evening. The Fire and Rescue Services Agency has said that flares disposed in the rubbish heap at the Providence landfill could have been the cause of a fire in the area this afternoon. The fire has since been put out. However, the spokesperson for the Fire and Rescue Services Agency, Jones Madeleine, has called on members of the public to be more responsible when disposing their waste at the landfill. And a family is homeless tonight after fire ripped through their house on the eve of the homeowner's birthday. The disabled pensioner and one of her brothers were rescued unhurt from the blazing building at Pointe-la-Rue, but their M&A has condemned problems with water supply, which ran out during the firefighting operation.
The smouldering wreckage of Margarita Arisol's home. The disabled 65-year-old was inside with her brother when fire broke out, escaping unhurt with the help of her nephew. She was left traumatized and needing hospital checks.
The policewoman take her for some questioning, but she can't answer, so they take her in the ambulance arrived. They take her for the checkup of the high pressure was too high. I have no words to describe because they lost everything. Everything. They can't even remove anything from the house.
The fire could be seen for miles when it ripped through the building at breakfast time. Traffic was backed up as two appliances raced to tackle the blaze. The local M&A saw it all.
He immediately took control of the whole house. So luckily they were able to get the people out. There was a disabled lady, Margarita, the owner of the house. She managed to get out with the help of the family, and luckily nobody was hurt.
This disaster has left a family of 6 homeless, destroying everything they own. Tomorrow is the 66th birthday of the homeowner. It's a birthday she's never likely to forget. Fire engines quickly ran out of water, and water hydrants were beyond the reach of hoses. Ms. Gabriel flagged down some passing PUC workmen who opened a mains water supply.
The PUC, all the rapid response team, DRDM, they should get together now to sort out the situation because lives could have lost, because especially there's a disabled person there.
The cause of the blaze is still unclear. It's left the 4-bedroom property dangerously unstable. The only silver lining, the family's pets survived. But like their owners tonight, they'll need rehousing, ahead of what should have been a public holiday weekend and time for a family celebration.
And the Seychelles Tourism Academy says it will be making a donation to help the family, which includes one of its students. President Wavell Ramkalawan's Labour Day message salutes workers who, he says, have braved the most difficult journey of their lives because of COVID-19. He says that Seychelles workers have endured many challenges in a short period, but they have kept the faith despite being faced with the greatest adversity. He says they ought to be congratulated and they should be proud of themselves. And in a note of optimism, President Ramkalawan says he is convinced that things will get back to normal. In the meantime, he urges Seychelles workers to remain resolute in the face of challenges. And the Minister responsible for Employment and Social Affairs, Patricia Franco, has, in her message on the occasion of Labour Day tomorrow, said that COVID-19 has forced every one of us to observe valuable lessons. This, she says, includes adopting certain attitudes, such as acquiring multiple skills in order for workers to become more marketable as we, as a country, diversify the labour market. And on the occasion of Labour Day, the Minister for Labour visited a number of workplaces as a sign of recognition for their hard work. This afternoon, the Minister received 2 members from the Ministry of Health who are working on the front line. She offered them gifts that will go to the 4 sections that are working directly with COVID-19, the Public Health Lab, the Clinical Lab, and the Isolation and Vaccination Centres. Following that, the minister also visited the Seychelles Commercial Bank, which is across from her own office. And in the morning, Minister Patricia Francourt visited the Seychelles Fire and Rescue Agency and the Seychelles Civil Aviation Authority. The Island Development Company IDC has added another plane in its fleet, bringing it to 5. The inauguration ceremony was held this morning to coincide with the 41st anniversary of the IDC. It took place at the IDC Aviation Department at Pointe-la-Rue International Airport in the presence of IDC board members and staff, Vice President Ahmed Afif and the Minister for Transport, Anthony Dejac. The 19-seater plane has cost a total of $3 million, which included refurbishment works. Speaking at the ceremony, Minister Dejac said the plane will bring a lot of economic benefits to the country.
The Island Development Company has been a significant contributor to the economy of the country and foreign exchange earnings. This is through the direct earnings of foreign currency from its aircraft operations, which has allowed IDC to fund all its foreign exchange development requirements and also able to sell significant surpluses to the local financial institutions. Following the effects of COVID-19, it has become clear that as a country, we need to become more self-sufficient. With this vision, a multitude of opportunities will be generated, mainly in the agricultural sector, commercial fishing, and tourism, which can be a factor for our country to move towards self-sustenance.
The first Air Seychelles direct flight linking the Romanian capital, Bucharest, and Seychelles arrived in the country this morning with 162 visitors on board. Most of the passengers are coming to Seychelles for the first time. The flight, which took over 8 hours, made a short stop in the Egyptian capital, Cairo, for fueling. The visitors are being hosted by Specialist Destinations Management Company 7 Degrees South. They will spend 9 nights in Seychelles with the opportunity to partake in several excursions between the main islands. The chief executive of Air Seychelles, Mr. Remco Alpes, was present at the airport along with STB's Chief Executive Officer, Sherin Francis.
It is crucially important that Seychelles sees a rapid increase of visitors. And we've seen that there is demand from new markets because the original source markets for Seychelles, France, the UK, Germany and Italy, are still somewhat low because of the COVID situation there. So Romania, in addition to what we've seen from Russia, is a new source market for Seychelles that we've been able, through cooperation with partners like 7 Degrees South and the Seychelles Tourism Bureau, to develop very quickly to, in a very short time frame, ensure that Seychelles gets hundreds of new visitors coming to our shores. There are 3 flights this May. There's a holiday, May Day holiday in Europe right now. So there's 3 flights in May, but we have already been asked to operate more flights in the summer and also so in August and also in December. A total of 11 more flights coming from this same tour operator in Romania.
The Minister for Fisheries and the Blue Economy, Jean-François Ferrari, says that his ministry is still negotiating with the EU for the payment of salaries due to Seychelles seamen who worked on EU vessels between 2005 and 2020. The seamen are meant to receive backdated payment from an adjustment in their salaries, which were lower than what the ILO recommended. Minister Ferrari says that the EU has agreed to make the payment, but they are still discussing other details, such as the amount of money that needs to be paid. He expressed his disappointment at the EU for taking such a long time to reimburse the seamen. And Cable and Wireless's boss has denied that the company is selling 2 landmark properties in town because of financial problems. Charles Hammond has told SBC News the Telecoms firm is simply focusing on its core business and shedding unwanted assets. Cable and Wireless is inviting bids for Kenwyn House and neighbouring Mercury House, which are both national monuments. Mr. Hammond says the company will then invest the proceeds, but it's not under any commercial pressure to sell.
Cable and Wireless is not in financial difficulty. Indeed, if you look at what we've done throughout the pandemic, we've given substantial donation to the public fund of about 2.1 million rupees so that the country could buy a PCR machine. We've kept all of our stuff. We have not requested or applied for in any way for financial assistance. There is no need for us to sell. If we don't get a good price, we simply won't sell and we'll carry on. You can see by the amount of people who go by, the footfall, that this is a very important building. So any buyer can see there's vast potential there.
And with this, we come to the end of the news summary. I'll be back at 8 with the news in Creole. Have a pleasant evening.